Have you ever felt like your bad feelings are like a big storm, wrecking everything in their path? That mix of sadness, anger, and worry that feels like it might knock you down? Well, it's time to take charge and become really good at handling tough times. Life can be rough sometimes, but learning to deal with those hard feelings in a good way is super important. Just imagine being able to face stress, worry, and sadness calmly and confidently. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Well, the good news is you can learn how to do that. With the right tools and a bit of practice, you can handle bad feelings like a pro. So, get comfy and get ready to change how you deal with your emotions. This is Mindful Infusion, infusing your journey with wisdom and insight. Step 1. Recognize and accept your emotions. To deal with our feelings, we first need to recognize and understand them, both in ourselves and in our surroundings. It's like recognizing a friend when we see them. We need to name our emotions: fear, sadness, anger. If we don't, things might get confusing. We humans have a whole range of emotions. They come and go with different intensities based on our experiences. But here's the thing. Emotions aren't good or bad. They just are. The important part is how we handle them, how we act on them, and what we think about them. Each emotion comes to us to guide, teach, and help us. They're messages from inside us to our consciousness. By recognizing them and not reacting impulsively, we can benefit ourselves and those around us. This way, we'll boost our self-awareness, self-control, and well-being, and build better relationships with others and ourselves. Step 2. Try to pay more attention to what you feel and think. Sometimes we get caught up in our feelings and thoughts without even realizing it. It's like walking blindly, you know? But when you start noticing about what you're feeling and thinking, things start to make more sense. Imagine being able to look at your feelings and thoughts from a wider perspective, like a curious observer. Instead of getting stuck in that whirlwind, take a step back and say, "Oh, I get it. I'm feeling really sad now because..." Or, I see that I'm having some pretty negative thoughts about myself." This kind of awareness is powerful. It helps you see things more clearly and understand that your feelings and thoughts come and go. They're like clouds passing through your mind. You don't have to let them define you or take over your life. Step 3. Take deep breaths. If you're feeling overwhelmed with negative emotions right now, listening to this third step will really help. In fact, I want you to do this with me, okay? Breathe in through your nose. Fill your lungs with fresh air, and breathe out slowly through your mouth. Can you feel that? It's the magic of oxygen doing its thing. Let's do it again. Breathe in and out. As many times as you need to, focus on the air moving through your nose, into your lungs, in and out. It might sound like a cliche, but when you're caught up in intense emotions that threaten your peace, deep breathing is your best friend. It's like hitting a reset button for your mind and body. Doing this a few minutes can work wonders. It gives you a break from the outside world and gets you ready for the next step. Step 4. Keep a journal. Now it's time to try putting that emotion into words. Let me tell you a little secret. Writing in a journal can be really therapeutic. Imagine this. You've got all these feelings and thoughts swirling around inside you, right? It's like a storm that just won't calm down. Well, writing in a journal is like opening a little valve and letting it out, bit by bit. The best part is you can write whatever you want without worrying about being judged. That notebook is your safe space, your private place where you can let out everything you're feeling inside. Feel, get mad, cry on those pages as much as you need to. Let it all out without holding back. And then something magical happens. When you see your emotions and thoughts written down, it's like you can look at them from a new perspective, more objectively. Suddenly, Those things that were bothering you don't seem so big anymore. It's like taking them out of your head for a while. Step 5. Look at things differently. Alright, you've gone through the earlier steps. You recognized how you feel, became more aware, took deep breaths, and maybe even wrote in a journal or talked to someone. That's great. Now that you can see those tough emotions more clearly, it's time to rethink things. So ask yourself, hey, what can I do to make this situation better or different? Because holding on to those negative feelings won't lead anywhere good, right? It's time to take action and get back in control. You might find that the situation isn't as bad as it seemed. Or you might see things you can change or new ways to deal with the problem. You might even discover strengths and abilities inside yourself you didn't know were there. Step 6. Try mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is a powerful way to stay focused on the present and avoid getting stuck in negative thinking patterns. It's like standing by a river and watching it flow from a different angle. Instead of getting carried away by thoughts and feelings, you just let them come and go without judging or holding on to them. They're like ripples in the water, here one moment and gone the next. Sounds simple, right? But it takes a bit of practice. Take a moment to notice your surroundings, the sounds, the smells, the textures. By paying attention to the present moment, negative emotions can start to lose their hold on you. Step 7. Get active. The next step is to get up and move. When we're stuck in a whirlwind of negative emotions, what we really need is to get our bodies in motion. Yes, I'm talking about sweating it out, taking a break from our thoughts, and letting our muscles do some work. When you're feeling overwhelmed, go for a walk, run, dance, or do any physical activity you enjoy. Exercise releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones, which can boost your mood and help you handle those tough emotions better. Step 8. Learn from what you did and keep going. It's a lifelong journey of growth, and here's the thing. With every little step we take, there's a big payoff tied to what we choose and care about. Thoughts, feelings, and actions are all connected. So when you change one, it affects the others. You could choose to do things that make you feel good, like listening to uplifting music or reading something inspiring. Every step counts, and the best part is, you can start with one or all at once. It's up to you. By making these choices, bit by bit, you'll build healthy emotional habits that bring happiness to you and those around you. So, next time you feel overwhelmed by negative emotions, take a deep breath. Be kind to yourself and remember these tips. You've got this. And just to remind you of how strong you are, there's always Mindful Infusion, your channel where we infuse your journey with wisdom and insight. Subscribe and see you soon.